Hello everyone, this is Paul. Welcome back to another episode of my creative process. In this video, I worked on a drawing I titled Mystery of Light. It's actually a series and this is the first in it. I've always been really fascinated about the concept of light and darkness, how the both relate together to form one seamless balance that creates visibility. So I have begun this journey to just expound on that and dig into that a bit, fusing both physical light and even material light in the drawing and outside of the drawing. So I want to make light a visible thing on 2D through my drawing, and also use external source of light to kind of like amplify that. Sometimes I think about these ideas and it's like, how is that even a thing? But yeah, I try to work it out to just do it, because I believe that clarity comes with execution. So in my regular style of creating, I began from the eyes on this one, working my way through the nose. Now the idea is, sometimes I just see some people and this person could look good in a drawing, and then I get an idea, this is what I could work on. Sometimes it happens like that. Sometimes I get an idea, like I have this idea and I think this person can fit in that idea. So the way this work came about is, I saw this lady and I was like, I like her skin color, she can fit in this idea because she's really fair, she's like orange, right? And I thought about how light illuminating her skin, flame, actually fire from a candle flame, can just kind of like accentuate it. And let's say the skin is smooth and has this kind of oily glow, it would help me to pinpoint highlights and even make it really pop and light to bounce off of her skin faster and better. So that's why I embarked on this project, inspired by that. If you look at the eyes, you can see the glossiness, and it's something that I really like to make obvious in my works, like to see that these eyes have life, and walk my way through creating reflections. So this drawing is just an experimentation of how light and darkness interacts. Now, I really would like to talk about my process, because it seems really mundane, and I've noticed something about my process, comparing it or just checking it out alongside other artists. So my process, just like every other artist who would work with charcoal, is layering. I work in layers. I begin the first layer, I drop it. Sometimes I use my eraser to just point out the brightest point so that I can just continue building my way up and around those highlights. So that's how I do it. I go in over the second layer again, and the third layer, and probably the fourth layer. And then that's when I can just go in on the very dark places. Okay, now so I'm using my electric eraser to mark the highlights, so that if I go in on more layers, it can show, so that I can keep adding on top of the existing layers. So this is a journey of layering, understanding light, reflection, refraction, and also understanding the tools you work with. So this is basically, it's really interesting if you love what you do. And it's important to start working from dark to light, because personally for me, if I work my way from dark to light, I can easily and quickly tell like how to get the roundness of everything, and that helps keep everything in check. So the secret to getting something as realistic as possible is patience and the ability to continue to drop it layer by layer instead of going heavy all at once. Observing closely, you would see that I drop the first layer and then I use my eraser to pick the highlights which I will continue to work upon like I said earlier. This is something I do after each layer so that the brightest points are retained, which will show that this light is truly being reflected from here. For a skin like this, which is kind of oily and shiny, I make sure to preserve it by the way I dexterously use my eraser. This is something a lot of us don't talk about enough, but I use powders to get my background, and I grind my powders, my charcoal into powder, after which I apply directly on the paper, which is on a flat surface. Then I can go over with my phone to get this smooth, even matted background. Yeah, so after that I can just keep going in over and over again. I do about 4 layers on this one to make it actually really dark. I cannot tell how long this work took me, but I was truly immersed in the process. So really back to the concept of light, shade, shadow, darkness. I think these are the key elements that make art, or any piece of drawing a drawing. Any composition that is based off of this element creates a picture. Now here's my analogy on light and darkness. If the light is too bright, you cannot see. If the dark is too dark, you cannot see. So the both must be able to perfectly coexist to a degree that it helps you to see things visibly clear. So that is to say that each is neither good nor bad, but each to a level in which they can cooperate can help things to be better. I listened to a guy and he says that there is nothing that is bad or true or good. Everything is relative and subjective according to your perspective. And this is a study I'm doing on this light and dark thing, and just not beyond aesthetics and beyond looks. I'm going deeply to understand like the concept of light, dark, yin and yang, how these things affect us and how we can extrapolate and transmute seemingly negative situations into positive ones that will be like a stepping stone into something glorious and gracious for us. Truly, if a person can truly analyze the situation, no matter how deep it is, there is always a way out, and it's just all about understanding that this is a level of darkness. How many amount or what degree of light do I need to balance this darkness to push forward? This very question brings me to the particular reason I am creating this piece of art. Because if we try to see that everything is beautiful, then what is the essence? If your life were a movie and you lived in paradise all your life, what would be the interesting part of it? If there was no problem that a solution came to resolve, what would be the fun part in any movie? So I usually think that sometimes the bad is necessary so that the good can have value, weight and glory. So I'm just using the concept of light and darkness to just make this thing make sense. So now, my friend, that I have established the concept of this art, do you think the bad things that might have happened in your life were entirely bad, or was it a step to where you are right now? I think when we come to think, reflect and sit with these thoughts, we get to understand and appreciate and see value and meaning in life. Thank you so much for staying with me to the end of this video. Let me know what you think about this drawing. Leave your thoughts in the comment and I'll be sharing more like this. Thank you. And yes, like and sub.